What's up, YouTube? It's the Ineradicable Iconoclast. Here to talk to you today about, well, we always see stories in the news about bullying in schools, but here I'm going to talk today about two particular stories. In Arkansas, a high school junior by the name of Taylor Ellis, he was asked to share his coming out story in the school's yearbook. He's gay, publicly gay, and they wanted his opinion. They didn't just ask him, they asked 5 or 6 other students for just, little personal profile information. Don't know how they picked, and it's not really relevant, but so he shares it. He tells the story, which people have already heard because he came out on Instagram a while before, but after he submits it to the school, to the yearbook, the school decides to pull it, along with the other profiles. So these 6 or 7 profiles, they're completely pulled from the yearbook. The yearbook goes to publication without them because the school feels it's not appropriate. They feel that it would have negative social repercussions on him. So what was it he said? What did he actually say that was so bad? Well, I have it here. I used to be scared to say that I'm gay. It's not fun keeping secrets. After I told everyone, it felt like a weight had been lifted from my shoulders. He also said some guys are more reserved around me now, but not a lot of people have been mean about it, thank God. I'm actually in a good situation. I'm very lucky. Okay. So why is this such a big deal? What was it that he said that would cause an issue, especially given the fact that the majority of the school already knew because he came out on Instagram? Human Rights Council, political group, they got involved. They came out there. Obviously, they are in his corner. They feel it's ridiculous that there's no reason to pull these profiles. And also, just out of curiosity, you knew you approached him. You knew he was going to tell the story of how he came out. Why did you approach him if you didn't want to publish it? I don't understand. But anyway, another story in Asheville, North Carolina. 9-year-old boy by the name of Bruce Grayson. He's 9 years old. 9-year-olds love cartoons. This particular little boy happens to be a fan of My Little Pony. So much so that he is very excited. He brings his My Little Pony lunchbox to school and promptly is the subject of bullying, abuse, because it's brightly colored. And the other boys tell him, that's not a boy's lunchbox, that's a girl's lunchbox. So he's abused physically, verbally. They push him down, they punch him, they kick him, they call him names, so on and so forth. They bully him quite thoroughly. So what is the school's solution? What do they have to do? What do they suggest that gets done to stop the bullying? You shouldn't bring the lunchbox in anymore. Yeah, no. Because the lunchbox is a trigger for the abuse. Now, little Bruce Grayson's mom, Noreen, she thinks that is really stupid. She says saying a lunchbox is a trigger for bullying is like saying a short skirt is a trigger for rape. It's flawed logic, and it doesn't make any sense. And I agree. You can't blame the fact that the kid likes My Little Pony. You can't use that as justification for him being abused. And you know what? Last time I checked, you are obligated to protect the kids, including protecting the kids from bullies. Pretty sure that's still one of your obligations to the principals and the teachers and security guards in a lot of schools. Older students. But anyway, these schools, they're not trying to solve this. They're only trying to bury their heads in the sand. They're not working toward any solution whatsoever other than just sweeping under the rug. Oh, let's not post that in the yearbook about the kid who's gay. Let's not allow the kids to bring in lunchboxes that might possibly lead to abuse. Because if you have kids, no matter what the kid brings in, he's going to be a subject for abuse. Because, he might bring in an Xbox One lunchbox. Oh, well, all the PlayStation kids are going to pick on him. So where's your logic on that? You're not trying to solve anything. An average of 160,000 kids every damn day don't go to school because they're afraid of being bullied. Which, at best is going to affect their grades. At the worst, as we've seen time and time again, it leads to clinical depression and suicide. And we know this because they've left notes. We know this is why they did it. And why? Why they're being bullied? Because the school doesn't want to stand up for these kids being able to express themselves. Our society, not just whatever country you're in, our society as humanity, our collective global society, has always moved forward by people expressing who they are, not what the status quo is. Without this, think about it. There'd be no religions because nothing would have developed beyond, I guess, paganism would be the first one. Monarchy, or some form of monarchy. There'd be one person in power because no one would dare challenge that person because that's not what the status quo would be. I mean, this is ridiculous. Bullying goes on. And there's a difference. There is a definite difference between you and your friends giving each other a hard time, calling each other names, but it's all in fun. There's a difference between that and you bullying another kid. I understand it's difficult for kids to see that, but there are adults around. Adults need to be able to distinguish that, and you're there as guardians. You need to be able to stop the abuse. You need to be able to stop the bullying. Because there's no reason. The parents send their kids to the school to learn, but also to learn in a safe environment. You are not providing a safe environment for these children. Because by sweeping it under the rug and just going, well, don't bring in the lunchbox. Or, well, some people might object. Some people might not like Taylor Ellis because he came out on Instagram and now he's talking about it in the yearbook. We should probably act like none of this happened. All you're doing is you're exacerbating the situation. Because situations where bullying exists only exist in situations where somebody is not acceptable or they're different. When you isolate somebody as being different, rather than just going, you know what? The kid likes My Little Pony. He likes My Little Pony. By fostering a situation where you're illustrating the kid is different, or that you're illustrating that Taylor Ellis is different because, well, we can't really talk about him being gay. All you're doing is you're making the situation even worse. Henry David Thoreau said, for every 1,000 hacking at the branches of evil, there is one striking at the root. You know what? I want to be that one. So that is why I make these videos. So that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think that bullying is just no big deal? Do you think bullying is far worse than obviously these schools think? Because I can't tell that they really think it's a big issue. So either way, tell me what you think in the comments below. Once again, this is Any Radical Iconoclast. See you around.